On today's show, we have a salad that will rival any restaurant and a quick, easy potato salad to go with it. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne.
And welcome to today's Cooking Crave. We got a Reuben sandwich, always a family favorite of ours.
Yes.
Quick, easy, and doesn't take much to do.
Not at all, and it's good.
You don't have to go to a restaurant to have that.
That's
and then a quick, easy potato salad as well.
Yes, it's got a little different twist to it, but it's really good.
All right.
So we'll get started. When I make Reuben sandwiches, I start with the deli rye, and there's also like the black rye out there too. It's just a darker bread, but I like the deli rice, so it's whatever you choose.
Okay.
And we're going to just kind of start out. We're going to make like 4 sandwiches. And one thing nice with Reuben, so when I make it and I get a loaf, I make up the whole loaf of bread with the sandwich, because when there's some sandwiches left over, they are so good just to heat up. When I heat them up, I put them in a little griddle, first I put it in the microwave, so the inside gets heated up. Then I put it in a little fry pan or whatever so that the bread is crispy again and stuff, and it's just as good the second time around, or come home for lunch and there's a sandwich. So we're going to start out with, like I said, the deli rye. And so what you use is deli rye, you use corned beef, and I just go to the deli at the supermarket and have them slice the corned beef really thin.
Okay.
And you have Swiss cheese and sauerkraut. Now, we're going to just butter the outside of the bread, so that when we toast it, and the inside, a lot of restaurants, or most restaurants, will use the Thousand Island dressing.
Yep.
That is just something that we don't like very well with it, so you can use a Thousand Island, but we use Miracle Whip for instead of the Thousand Island. So
just a little different twist.
That's right, and so you can do it however you like. So I'm going to just take some butter here, and we'll just butter our bread on the outside here. Flip it over. And when I make this, it's pretty much like a assembly line. When I make, because like I said, when I do it, I do the whole loaf of bread.
Well, the whole family has liked this sandwich, and you don't have very many leftovers when you have everybody.
That's right. But if you are lucky, like I said, they heat up great, and they're just nice to have. And that's why I usually, try to make up as many as I can, hoping there might be 1 or 2 left.
Yep.
To have for lunch, and that's something easy. Quick, when you only have an hour for lunch, it's just nice to have something that's quick and easy.
Yep.
So then I'm going to just lay them apart here, and we're just going to put some mayonnaise on there. And in the meantime, I had taken the sauerkraut out, and I put it in a colander to drain it, because you don't want your sauerkraut, juicy. You don't want your bread to get soggy. So that's already being done there.
Any special type of sauerkraut that you look for, or is sauerkraut?
Well, there is a little bit of differences in the sauerkraut. I usually get the sauerkraut that's in a jar. I find that most of those aren't quite as strong tasting. So I like the jar, but I've used the canned if that's what I have on hand, or just, maybe hadn't found what I wanted at the time.
Okay.
So just, like I said, put a little bit of Miracle Whip on, or the Thousand Island dressing.
And you can be as generous as you want to there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. And with the corned beef, again, be as generous as you like. Here, I'll let you go ahead and help me here.
Okay.
And, I have, when I go to the deli, I usually pretty much look at the corned beef, and, sometimes they'll have one piece that's a little leaner looking than another. So I always try to make sure that I get a nice lean cuts of of
Well,
the Reuben.
this is pretty lean.
Yes, that's nice. So I have, those are nice big pieces. I just fold them in half. And then now we're going to put a piece of Swiss cheese in each one of them.
So it's almost like a double-decker sandwich because we're going to smash them together.
Right, and then, we'll put some sauerkraut on there. And then I'm going to put another piece of corned beef on it. And that, so actually, being we're going to put the sandwiches together, we've got, 2 slices of Swiss cheese and that, but the Swiss cheese, when that melts in there, that is so good.
It is.
And they are pretty thin sliced, cheese. So, and I just get, you have the deli Swiss cheese or just in the packets or whatever, whatever you can get a hold of. So then just take a little bit of sauerkraut there. And we won't need Swiss cheese anymore because, see, we already got it on
Okay,
each
so
one
we're just
there.
going to need another corned beef slice on each.
Yes. So now we have all our meat and cheese and sauerkraut in each one. So we're going to just flip over put the lid on top of it. So you've got, a nice meaty sandwich here.
Yep.
In that. So I'm going to just put that on my electric griddle here. And if you don't have an electric griddle, electric fry pan works great too. In fact, when you have the electric fry pan and you put the lid on it, it'll just keep the heat in, and your cheese, and it'll just heat up inside a little bit faster.
Okay.
So let's just put them on the griddle here. And as those are cooking, as those are getting hot and cooking, we're going to do our potato salad.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with, the recipe calls for 3 pounds of red potatoes.
Okay.
So of course, just go ahead and, wash them and put them in your, big skillet. Start with cold water. It seems like the potatoes they stay a little firmer, they get soft, but they don't get quite as mushy. You start with cold water. And I've seen some recipes where they'll say put some salt in the cold water. I guess I've not really determined what purpose it does because, with the peeling on, I have tasted the potato and it doesn't seem like it, gives any salt flavor to the potato. So I don't know if any of our viewers know a good reason to put salt in the water, let us know.
Okay. Sounds great.
So what we're going to do here, I've got them boiled and I did peel them, and we're going to cube them. And as soon as you can, they're cool enough to the touch to, to peel and then just to cut. And then it says just to dice, your potato and make it in about a, inch to inch and a half cubes here.
Okay.
So how about if I let you put them back into the bowl?
I can handle that.
Okay, we've got all our potatoes cubed here in about 1-inch cubes. I don't think I mentioned when we boil the potatoes, you want to make sure that you have all your potatoes about the same size so that, one doesn't get overdone or one's harder yet. And you don't want to cook your potatoes have them too done and get mushy. It's just, your potato salad is a little bit better if your potato is firm. So it took about, I started with cold water and I put my timer on it. It was about 40 minutes. And when I checked them, they were done.
And
so
you're starting with medium potatoes.
I just use a medium-sized potato.
Okay.
So definitely, check. Don't just put it on like for 40 minutes or just whatever. Maybe about 30 minutes check to make sure, if they're almost done, that you don't overcook them.
Okay.
So, all right. So now we've done that. And we're going to just put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar over the potatoes. And then 2 tablespoons of pickle juice.
A little bit of extra zing in there.
And right there, you just kind of, it doesn't ask for any certain brand of pickle juice or whatever. It's just whatever you have and what's your favorite pickle.
Yeah.
And that, so we did flip our Reuben sandwiches around already, and looks like that bottom is getting nice and done already. So we'll just turn it down a little bit there so they don't get overdone. So let's do, with that juice here, we're just going to kind of blend that in here a little bit. When I make German potato salad, I always, you know, slice the potatoes thin, long ways. But this recipe here, it just says to cube it and that. So, okay, so I'll set that aside. And in our other bowl, I'm going to add 3/4 chopped celery.
Okay.
And 3/4 red pepper.
Okay. That'd be a pretty salad.
It got some nice color in it. You know, and they say a lot of your dishes, eye appeal is half of the, you know, enjoyment of it, you know, too. You want it to taste good, but you want it to look good, too. And then 1/2 cup of chopped pickles. And it says 3/4 cup white onion. And I did have a white onion, and I don't think that it's going to make a big difference if you have a yellow onion or something. Your yellow onion's probably a little bit sharper than a white onion. So, and even I think you could even just use a purple onion too if you had that.
The purple onion tend to be a little bit sweeter. So.
Right. So you could use that, and that would just add another color to it. So, and then it says 3 chopped boiled eggs. So I'm going to just take that, my egg slicer, I'll put it in one way and then I'll put it in the other way. And see, now it's chopped already. So
Those work great.
Yes. You just put it in both ways.
I like these choppers for strawberries. When I make a strawberry lettuce salad in the summertime, saves a little bit on me slaughtering strawberries.
Makes it a little bit more even cut, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay.
Quick too.
So we have that in there, and let's just, here, I'll let you just mix that up a little bit there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to measure out 3/4 cup of mayo. And we'll start with the 3/4 cup, and you know, and depending upon if you like your salad with a little bit more dressing in it, you surely can add more and that. But start with the 3/4 cup and see where you're at, if you feel like you need to add a little bit more or not. And because sometimes too, you know, it says 3 pounds of potatoes. Well, you might not be just necessarily measuring 3 pounds of potatoes. I bought a 5-pound bag and I just took out what I thought was 3 pounds. So, you know, it's something that you don't have to have measured exactly.
Right.
So we kind of just mixed up our ingredients there. You know, the green peppers, celery, pickles, and the egg. So I'm just going to mix that in here.
And that's the dressing is just a little bit of Miracle Whip?
A little bit of, yes. Well, it actually says mayonnaise.
Okay.
So, and the mayonnaise will have a little bit more of a zing for you. And being this already has some pickle juice and apple cider vinegar in there, you're going to have, you know, some other flavoring to it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to just add our mayo there. And like I said, we'll start with that 3/4 cup. And if you feel like you want to add a little bit more dressing, you surely can.
I always notice with potato salads too, or macaroni salads, if you make it the night before, you might have to just reserve a little bit of extra sauce because it just soaks in.
Yeah. And one thing to remember with potato salad, they usually ask for red potatoes. Your white potatoes absorb your liquids, you know, like if you were making German potato salad with the oil and vinegar, and even with this, white potatoes are great for baked, But for potato salad, your red potatoes definitely are the better potato to use.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just mix that in there. And I'm one that, you know, I don't like an overly amount of dressing. You can buy that potato salad in the grocery store, and it's just loaded with dressing, and
Super.
you know, yeah, it's a lot of dressing, and that's not my favorite. So, and then you know, you will want to chill this probably about an hour or so before you would serve it.
Sure. Let all those flavors blend together.
Yes. And that's why, you know, when you peel your potatoes and cut them, you could put your pickle juice and that little bit of vinegar over it right away, and you know, it'll start to absorb the flavorings there. So, okay, so we'll set that aside here. And now we'll look to see how our Reuben sandwich is doing here. That looks like it's about ready, so I'm going to take one out here and just put it here, and we'll just cut that.
Oh, they smell just absolutely wonderful.
And like I said, it's definitely a nice, meaty, filling sandwich, you know. You got your sauerkraut, you got all your layers of corned beef in there, and that. So, and then you top that off with with a nice, generous helping of this potato salad. And that red pepper definitely adds some nice color to it.
Color and flavor.
Yes. Now, do you think that would be a lunch you'd like to sit down to?
I would.
Okay. More
A
than
supper, a lunch, a supper, leftovers, I'll take it all.
Okay. All right.
To get these recipes, go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. And thank you so much, Mom, for cooking these Reuben sandwiches. It's one of my favorites, and
Okay,
really
good.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you on Cooking Crave, and we'd also like to thank the Workshop as our sponsor. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Okay, hope to see you on our next show.